From the Valley's News Channel, this is Channel 5 News at 5.
Breaking news from Edinburgh. A deadly wreck is slowing traffic along Highway 281 near Canton.
One person is dead. Our Sandra Quintanilla is at the scene. She is live on the phone with what she's learned in the past hour or so. Sandra?
We just confirmed with Edinburgh Police that a passenger of a black Chevy Malibu is dead after the vehicle he was in rolled over and crashed. The accident happened around 3 this afternoon. Police say the driver of the vehicle was traveling north on 281 Expressway when he lost control as he was exiting off Freddy Gonzalez. The vehicle rolled over, causing the passenger to be partially ejected to the windshield. We're told he died upon impact. Police say the driver was seen by witnesses crawling out of the vehicle and collecting packages of what appeared to be drugs. He then fled on foot. He was seen running outside the perimeter of Vela High School, but never entered the school grounds. He was eventually arrested. Police also confiscated several packages. Right now, the Freddy Gonzalez exit is closed. We'll let you know when it will be reopened. On the phone, Sandra Quintanilla, Channel 5 News at 5.
New details on a deadly rollover involving 39 illegal immigrants. We got our hands on some cell phone video, and it shows the moments before that deadly rollover in Far.
Channel 5 News viewer sent us the video. It raises many questions. Our Leti Garza is live with a look. Leti?
That's right, Mel. Oscar, Far police confirmed the authenticity of this video. Truck driver Ernesto Cerda captured Border Patrol pursuing a van loaded with 39 illegal immigrants. We just learned the driver of that vehicle was 16 years old. Check it out. Now, this was taken at the intersection of Anaya Street and Cage Boulevard. That's located about 2 miles from the crash site. You can see the white van pass by Cerda's camera. Then Border Patrol is following him with lights and sirens. The rollover happened just before 6 o'clock last night next to an irrigation ditch off Las Milpas Road. There you see the van. Authorities told us that it started as a chase with Border Patrol. Agents believed the van was loaded with illegals. Moments later, the driver lost control and crashed. Far police tell us when law enforcement arrived, many of the illegals were ejected from the vehicle, some still inside, and the driver dead.
They would be experiencing very close contact. They would have body piled on top of body, or body sitting on top of body, or laying on top of body. There would be no room for room to breathe, to move, and the van itself is enclosed completely.
Again, the 16-year-old driver from Hidalgo. Far police tell us the 39 illegals only suffered minor injuries. They were taken to a hospital and then released to Border Patrol. We showed you the video. We showed actually the video to Border Patrol. We asked if they would tell us their pursuit policy. We also asked if the pursuit in the video shows how Border Patrol normally pursues suspicious vehicles. We're still waiting for that response. We will have more for you coming up tonight on Channel 5 News at 6 o'clock. Live in the studio, I'm Leti Garza, Channel 5 News at 5.
The investigation into another fatal accident, this one at the Port of Brownsville, also continues. This happened at All Star Metals back in September. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration has up to 6 months to conduct their investigation. Serafin Sanchez died of his injuries after a piece of metal fell on top of him, trapping him for 2 hours.
OSHA and the U.S. Coast Guard are now investigating a death at the Port of Brownsville. It was breaking news yesterday at 5. A 51-year-old crew member died after he fell from a Greek cargo ship. The feds are now talking to witnesses to see if federal rules were broken. Port of Brownsville police are doing their own investigation. Police say the man was in a harness when he fell about 45 feet. Police are still working to notify his family. The person who shot a McAllen police officer is still on the run right now. The officer was shot in the shoulder just before 7 yesterday morning. He was checking out a suspicious vehicle at the intersection of McCall and Orangewood. That's when someone inside the vehicle opened the door and shot Officer Jesus Mora. Mora is out of the hospital. Authorities are now looking for a dark-colored minivan. Call McAllen Crime Stoppers at 687-TIPS if you can help.
City of Donna holding a runoff election today. Current Donna Mayor David Simmons faces a challenge from former City Councilwoman Irene Munoz. There's also a race for Donna's City Council Place 4 between Kathy Alvarado and Anicito Santana. Nearly 1,800 votes were cast during early voting in Donna. Monte Alto also holding a school election. That runoff election also today. Johnny Herrera and Ricardo Lopez are vying for school board trustee place 7. We're told 156 people cast early votes in that runoff. Polls close at 7 tonight. We'll have the results tonight on air and online.
2 kids and their mom were arrested for a robbery at an Edinburgh Walmart. Police say the brothers, ages 10 and 15, stole a flat-screen TV. A loss prevention officer followed the boys out of the store. The 15-year-old then reportedly lifted his shirt and flashed a gun. It turned out to be a BB gun. The family was cuffed in McAllen last night. Mom will be officially charged today. Her sons are now at a juvenile detention center.
Across the valley, cloudy skies, much cooler today, about 30 degrees cooler than yesterday. Here are the currents, mid-50s. It's not going to go down much more tonight. We pretty much bottomed out. If anything, temperatures will rise overnight. The rest of the week looks pretty mild. We'll take a close look at your complete First Warn 5 forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
State troopers are still investigating a deadly rollover. A 9-year-old girl died. 9 other children were hurt in Alton last week. So far, no one's facing charges for this.
A total of 12 children packed into the Ford Explorer. Our Leslie Aguilar found out it is not uncommon for some Valley families to travel that way. She's live in the newsroom with new details.
Right now, TxDOT wants to remind parents how dangerous it is to pack too many people into a car. When an adult or child is not safely secured, accidents are more likely to turn deadly.
Thank you.
Alexandra Gant takes no chances when it comes to her son. Little Liam is almost 2.
Come on.
He's always safely secured in a rear-facing car seat, no matter where his parents take him.
I hear it all the time, even from my friends, that I'm overprotective or, it's not necessary.
Gant says she sees cars on the road every day with too many children packed in the car, making it impossible for them all to be safely secured. Octavio Sainz with TxDOT says the Valley has more accidents with unsecured children than the rest of the state.
In a recent study that was done at the state level, over 40% of children were not properly restrained or not restrained at all. In the Rio Grande Valley area, that number went up to over 70%.
DPS is still investigating a case in Alton where a Ford Explorer rolled over with 12 children inside. Sainz says tragedies like this one can happen anywhere and any time.
Children need to be in the appropriate car seat, and that's a way of saving their lives. Even if you're just going to the corner store, a lot of accidents can happen in just a blink of an eye.
It's okay.
Gant wishes parents across the valley would take car safety as seriously as she does.
Sometimes people just don't know. Other times it's people not making the right decisions as parents.
She'll ensure Liam and his future little brother are always as protected as they can be. Now, DPS has not released whether or not any of the children in that rollover were wearing seat belts in Alton, or if any car seats were found in the car. Fines for not wearing a seatbelt or for not properly securing a child in a car seat can be anywhere from $25 to $250. Live in the studio, Leslie Aguilar, Channel 5 News at 5.
Now, most local fire departments will check and make sure that your child's car seat is installed correctly in your vehicle. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. Officials say all children 35 pounds and under should be in rear-facing car seats.
The car seat can face forward once the child is at least 40 pounds. And when a child outgrows the car seat, usually at 5 years old, they must switch to a booster seat until they reach a height of at least 4 feet 9 inches. We'll have those tips posted online at krgv.com. An immigration showdown is brewing on Capitol Hill. Could the government shut down again? We'll have the answer in 2 minutes.
And the wife and son of possibly the most wanted man in the world now in custody. Where they were caught just ahead on Channel 5 News at 5.
Breaking news. Breaking stories. This is Channel 5 News with Oscar Adame, Melissa Correa, and First Warn 5 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tim Smith. This is Channel 5 News at 5.
at capteltexas.com.
President Obama's new immigration policy had its first official hearing on Capitol Hill today.
That gave House Republicans a chance to weigh in. They say the move oversteps the president's powers. ABC's Karen Travers has the details.
Their hands are tied. That's the reality that House Speaker John Boehner said most of his fellow Republicans accept when it comes to President Obama's executive action on immigration.
Frankly, we have limited options and limited abilities to deal with it directly.
That's because anything House Republicans approve would ultimately be vetoed by the president. During a closed-door meeting today, Speaker Boehner presented Republicans a plan to avoid a government shutdown, but still show their opposition to the president's actions, which they say are unconstitutional. Several lawmakers told ABC News members could cast a vote of disapproval on the immigration executive actions, but still move forward on a short-term funding bill next week. So vent frustrations, but keep the government running. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson was on Capitol Hill today, defending the president's executive actions that provide protections for more than 4 million undocumented immigrants.
As someone who's been a lawyer for a government agency, I'm fully comfortable with what's in here, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to have to be the one here to defend it.
Conservative Republicans say they want more than just a symbolic protest vote over the president's immigration actions. But aides say that Speaker Boehner and Republican leaders want to avoid any risk of a government shutdown over this contentious issue. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
There were also heated exchanges over the threat of ISIS on Capitol Hill today. Lawmakers are worried about U.S. citizens suspected of terroristic activity in Syria and Iraq. Hundreds of Westerners, Americans included, want in on ISIS. An 18, 20-year-old and 3 teens are among the most recent Americans who tried to join the group. Congressman Ron DeSantis questioned the State Department over why it hasn't pulled the passports of those Americans who want to join.
You are correct, sir, that as Secretary Kerry said, he does have the authority to revoke passports. And this is something we would only do in relatively rare and unique circumstances because of the importance for average Americans of the freedom to travel. We would only do it.
Well, and obviously, an ISIS fighter would be an extreme circumstance if they're cutting off Americans' heads. So I just want to make sure.
Continue, sir.
To continue on that point, ISIS beheaded 5 people since August, 3 of them Americans.
The wife of one of ISIS's top leaders, Abu al-Baghdadi, has been captured. Sources say the woman and one of al-Baghdadi's sons were stopped while trying to cross into Lebanon from Syria. No other details were made available. The U.S. is offering a $10 million reward for information leading to al-Baghdadi's arrest. Back here stateside, the House and Senate have reached an agreement on a defense bill that provides funding to expand the U.S. mission in Iraq. The House and Senate will decide whether or not to approve $585 billion tabbed for the fight against ISIS. Included in the bill, funding for the training of modern Syrian forces and also a 1% pay raise for U.S. troops. The House is expected to vote on the bill this week, the Senate next week.
Certainly a cooler day across the valley today. Temperatures struggling to even reach the mid-50s. Tomorrow, a different story. When we come back, your First Warn 5 forecast for Falcon Heights, Lynn, San Pedro, and the rest of the valley. Next.
And now, First Warn 5 weather with Chief Meteorologist Tim Smith.
Hey folks, what a difference a day makes across the valley. Yesterday at this time we were watching the front getting closer. Temperatures were in the upper 70s and low 80s, and now in the low to mid 50s. 52 in Rio Grande City, 54 to 56 across the rest of the valley. Certainly a much cooler day today than yesterday, and this will be a short-lived cool down. Let's look at WeatherBug. It's in McAllen right now. Take a look. Lone Star National Bank at McCall and Nolana. 53 degrees there. Winds light out of the north-northeast. 5 o'clock traffic is on, but the streets are mainly dry. Just a little bit misty drizzle in a few places today under overcast conditions. Back to the maps. Let's take a look. This is what we expect tonight. Readings go nowhere. It's still cold, but it's not going to get much colder than it is right now. So we've already bottomed out. In fact, temperatures may go up. And if you look at tomorrow, back in the 70s again. So this was just a one-shot, one-day deal, and we rebound pretty quickly because the front washes out just as quickly as it got here. Doppler network's been very quiet over the region today, but the satellite has not been. Overcast conditions here and all across South Texas. Now, Future Track keeps the clouds here, even suggests there could be a sprinkle or two tomorrow. I think that's probably all we'll see, but I think the clouds will be thick, maybe a few breaks, maybe a little bit of sunshine, but not much. Clouds will probably be the flavor of the day. Go on to Thursday, same thing. You get used to that flavor. We're going to see a lot of clouds all the way through the rest of the week. Could be a sprinkle or two each of the next several days, but I think the chances go up a little bit as we get into Thursday and Friday. Still not a huge chance, but still some light stuff around the area. Clouds showing up over here. It's all low-level stuff. The high-level clouds are just not much up high. The atmosphere's pretty dry up there, but the front stalled down to the south, starts to move back to the north and falls apart by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. So by then, it's the southeasterly wind that's kicked back in. Look at all the clouds over the eastern half of Texas. Going into Wednesday, then Thursday, still about the same thing. Isolated showers a possibility. Friday, isolated showers a possibility as well, but just a mostly cloudy day is the thing you'll notice more than anything else. That goes for Saturday, too. Mostly cloudy skies. Isolated showers possible, but no real changes. This front, Saturday, 5 a.m. is what the timeline says. That's about as close as it gets. It's going to wash out Central Texas. We have to wait till Monday to get another front. Even that one doesn't look all that strong. These are the currents. Still cool around Texas. 48 right now in Austin, 46 in Dallas, 49 Abilene, 57 tonight in Amarillo. Our chances of rain the next few days go up just a little bit, and we're looking at the really light stuff, even if it does rain. High temperatures, the norm is 75. We'll be close to that tomorrow, then above that for Thursday and for Friday. Travel plans, check out Texas, going somewhere in the morning. It'll be in the 50s in the southern half of the state, 40s and 30s up north, and by afternoon, most of the state recovers to 60-ish. So tonight, 53, meaning we hold steady all night. A stray shower is a possibility. Then tomorrow, back up to 74 with plenty of clouds. An isolated sprinkle is a possibility, but it's a mainly dry day. I think Thursday and Friday are mainly dry too, but the chance of rain does go up to 20% for Friday, probably holding at that on Saturday and Sunday as well. Next front nears on Monday, cooling off a little bit from the middle part of next week. That's your updated First Warn 5 forecast.
Bells are a-ringing across the valley. Con mi gente and those red buckets and all the folks willing to help next on Channel 5 News at 5.
City Cafe, McAllen.
Didn't use the right word in the teas. They're not buckets, they're kettles. And a red kettle and a Santa ringing a bell outside of the grocery store. Not a strange thing to see during the holidays. It's called the Red Kettle Campaign.
Yeah, Salvation Army tradition began back in the 1800s. Here's Rick Diaz and Con Mi Gente.
Those bells provide the funding so that we can purchase our toys for the angel tree, our programs, our food, our assistance for whatever it may be.
Captain Luis Melendez is the commander of the McAllen Salvation Army, and on this day they are at the Sam's store in South McAllen.
We're a nonprofit organization, a charitable organization. We are a church. We are a social service entity.
Captain Melendez and volunteers were invited to the Sam's store to thank them for their work.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Captain Kettle. He is new in the Valley, part of the Salvation Army Red Kettle Campaign.
And there is a special ceremony to thank the Salvation Army and the volunteers.
And for our bell ringers that are out here in this cold weather, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up and helping us appreciate the Salvation Army.
Also here is Channel 5's Tim Smith with Tim's coats.
And they've all been cleaned and they've all been pressed and mended, whatever they need, and the Salvation Army finds the people who need them very, very quickly. Sometimes there's a line waiting when we get there.
But Sam's Club is not stopping there. They present the Salvation Army with a $2,000 check to help kick off this year's campaign. And there is also the Army's Angel Tree campaign.
Well, each one of these angels represent a child who is in need of a gift this Christmas. And each angel will have the first name of the child and their wish list, their wish and their needs.
It's just our way of giving back.
These Winter Texan volunteer bell ringers are from Winter Haven Park.
The look on the children's face. And I think it's a great organization. They help a lot of people.
We volunteer to do this in all kinds of weather every year, and we look forward to it.
The joy at this time of year and the fact that you might be helping somebody is just a wonderful gift.
I'm the leader of this group. I got them together, but they are the best help you've ever wanted.
And there's also cake and a celebration.
Enjoy it. Be part of it. Please give when you hear the kettle.
For Channel 5 News, I'm Rick Diaz, Con Mi Gente.
El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste it.
Thanks for sticking with us at 5.
And we'll bring you the latest on a fatal accident in Edinburgh on Channel 5 News at 6. Freddy Gonzalez exit still closed right now. Be careful if you need to be driving in that area sometime soon. See you later. Bye-bye.